Okay, it's been a long day climbing, um, over 2,600 or 2,700 feet. We're in the Kaibab National Forest, I believe. Um, Big difference from where we stayed last night. Last night was down on the, it was right around the 5,000 foot elevation. Um, Red clay, sandy type ground or dirt. Cattle, a lot of cattle. Wide open space, loved it. See the stars. Well, tonight we are up in the forest. We climbed, like I said, over 2,700 feet. Long day of climbing, nonstop. Um, so decided to pull off and do some dispersed camping. I think that's what they call it. Can faintly hear the highway in 89A, but it's just gorgeous up here, and it smells amazing. Smells like a campfire because of the prescribed or controlled burns that they were doing in the area. You smell that burnt wood, which is just amazing. Cooper's whining because he wants his dinner. The tent is all set up. I think this tent is really at home in forests like this. Twinkie is off. I have to call her every so often to come back because she likes to go explore. She doesn't realize that she could be somebody else's meal for the night. Twinkie! Yeah, you come over here. You stay here. But it's just really peaceful, and off the 89A, as you climb up towards, from Fredonia, when you enter Kaibab, and then climbing towards Jacob's Lake, there's just lots of roads that pull off, and they're marked. Some are better than others, and they lead to these areas where you can camp. Somebody's camped here quite a bit. They got a little fire pit, some wood. But it was nice when I got here. I didn't see garbage, it wasn't a mess. So somebody's cleaned it up, or else the people who were here left, and took everything. But it's just gorgeous out, nice and cool. I'm sure it'll get much cooler since we're at a higher elevation now than last night. But still, it's beautiful. And to me, this is camping, getting out away. I'm not even really that far, maybe half a mile off the road. But just getting away, being alone, or with somebody else if you prefer, or other people, but just getting away from civilization and the craziness, and relaxing. It was kind of weird. Felt like the ground moved a little bit. But nice and quiet, cool. It's not, and this is a different forest compared to some of the ones that I've been in Northwest, or Oregon and Washington, and where it's kind of real moist there and wet and cold. Or here it's a dry, it's much drier, and a little more temperate, I guess you would say. But got everything set up, the tent set up, got some stuff inside. Both dogs are in there, which is surprising, but they enjoy getting onto the sleeping bag, and they like that comfort after riding in their little tent all day. So I'm going to fix them something to eat, and then I'm going to fix myself something to eat. Write in the journal a little bit about today, how it went, and clean up a little bit. I'm kind of sweaty, so I'm gonna wet down a towel and just wipe my arms and face. And I don't know if tomorrow we'll be back on the road. I think it's 5 miles to Jacobs Lake, which I think there's a campground and other facilities. But after the climb today, which was pretty brutal, I think it's one of the toughest I've had, climbing that many feet in such a short period of time with such a narrow shoulder. It was really quite a workout. So it'd almost be nice to take a break tomorrow. A lot of that depends on water, how much water I have, and that's about it. I'm going to relax. I think the sun sets pretty soon, and hope everybody's doing well. I've kind of been cut off. I don't have phone service right now, so the only time I ever hear from anybody is if I'm in a town that's got Wi-Fi or someplace with free Wi-Fi, which won't be till probably Flagstaff. But this is really peaceful right now, so I'm going to enjoy it. Good morning. Thought I'd show you how quickly the weather can change. Yesterday was pretty warm, sunny, no clouds. Today, well, actually got kind of windy last night, and usually I wait until the morning, when the sun comes up. As soon as that sun breaks and I can see it and feel it on the tent, that's when I usually get up. Well, this morning it's just overcast, clouds, a few sprinkles. It was windy earlier. Now the wind has stopped. So that shows you kind of how quickly it can change. This might clear up, a little later. Right now I am making breakfast, some cereal, bananas, coffee. Dogs have already eaten. And I was considering, yesterday I was talking about, well, maybe I'll just make this a rest day. Sometimes I'll make Wednesday like midweek rest day. Today's Tuesday, but yesterday was just pretty rough day as far as the climbing. We climbed, like I said before, over 2,700 feet, which is a lot of work, when you're pulling 350 pounds, 400, almost 400 pounds up some pretty steep climbs, non-stop. So if the weather stays like this, I think I might just get the tarp out, cover everything up, and maybe go for some walks with the dogs. And if it starts raining, we'll just hunker down in the tent. But it is kind of breezy now. It's starting to pick up a little bit more. So we'll see how this weather plays out. I can stay another day here. Got enough water for today, I think, and maybe even tomorrow, if we had to, if it really got rough. So I think I might end up just staying here today and resting and relaxing and doing a little hiking and hang out with the dogs. It's nice and chilly right now. Some dark clouds there. But that just shows you how quickly the weather can change from day to day. And I'll send out a spot message with the satellite just to let everybody know I'm okay. If they're watching the weather also, they know I'm in this part of the country, this part of the state. So anyway, I gotta make my coffee, so I will talk to y'all later. So the decision to make today a rest day, kind of my midweek rest day Tuesday, was a pretty good decision. Took the dogs out for a little walk. Excuse me. I've actually got a runny nose. It's kind of chilly. We walked about half a mile and it started sprinkling. I'd already covered up everything on the trailer as best as I could. So that's taken care of. Walk back to the tent. It's a light drizzle right now, but I wouldn't want to be out on the highway with that narrow shoulder. So the dogs were happy to be back in the tent. They're kind of cuddled up around me. I'm gonna do some reading, look at the maps. I was reading about dispersed camping, which is what I'm doing right now. All the rules and everything about how to do it. At about noon, I'll go out and I'll send a message to my family just saying I'm okay with the spot. Everything's kind of charged up and just kind of relaxing in here. It's a little chilly. When I was out walking, it was about 60 degrees. So according to my little thermometer, but we're kind of just relaxing inside the tent, waiting. Hopefully it'll just be today. I don't, if it's tomorrow, I could stay another day here, but I'd like to get on the road and get back, get to Flagstaff. But anyway, we're just kind of enjoying it out here. It's nice. I just, love the fresh air, the smell of the pine, and the smoke aroma from the fires that they had, the burns, and nice breeze, and just kind of relaxing. So I will talk to you guys later. I certainly did not anticipate an afternoon of rain when I set up camp yesterday, but we are just kind of hanging out here. It's not really a heavy rain, but it's been about an hour, maybe close to 2 hours now that it started really coming down, more than just a little drizzle. So hopefully it'll clear up soon so we can fix dinner. I know my hair's got to be a mess. I took the dogs for a walk and it started coming down a little bit, so I took my cap off, and it's just straggly hair right now. Eventually I'll shave it all off like I usually do. But out here I don't really care. Of course, all you guys will be watching this. But this is our little tent for another night. This will be our second night here. And then Wednesday, hopefully it'll clear up and we can get back on the road,
head towards the 89 and then down towards Flagstaff.